Good evening, friends. This is your favorite blockhead, and this is the launch of YFB TV. Now, to be candid, I've been using the Your Favorite Blockhead podcast, the blog. There's been this YouTube channel for quite some time, and I've spent a lot more time working on the podcast. That's been my most used vehicle as far as content creation goes. And I recently started a new journey, and in a way, I'm sort of emulating what one of my mentors in the world of physical health has done for a long time. What do I mean by that? I've been on a journey since the end of July of 2024. I started doing DDP yoga. If you're not familiar with that, DDP yoga was started by a former wrestler known as Diamond Dallas Page. His real name was Page Joseph Archibald. I believe that's the full name, but he's been by DDP for a very long time. And you don't need to come here to hear DDP's story. What I can tell you is that since he started this program, and a very successful program called DDP Yoga, that has not only got audiobooks that he talks about it, he's even been on Shark Tank, which he didn't get accepted, but made $1 million in sales in the very week that he was broadcast on television, because it's a very enlightening and life-changing, life-altering program. And the stories that come out of it are just phenomenal. And I downloaded the DDP Yoga app and started using it. And as of this point, I am down 25 pounds. I started at 299. I had my I've had it moment. I refused to be over 300 pounds. And so I started doing the program, started looking at all of the features that are in the app. And one of them is not just it's not just the recipes, the nutrition, the workouts, all the tracking, the heart rate monitors. All these things are great. But there was something that inspired me to start this chapter. There's a full section in the app known as DDP TV. So if you need his motivational speeches, when he's spoken in public, when he'll get on the camera on his phone and he'll just speak to the DDP yoga community, that's what he'll do. That will be his medium to be able to speak to all of you. So what I've realized is, even though I love doing the podcast and I have so many of you that have been part of that journey with me, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, there's been an evolving in the world of podcasting. Now people are saying, yeah, I watch podcasts. As much as I want to be a traditionalist, I have to kind of move along with that or get lost in the shuffle. And that is, there's a lot more video content that podcasters will use. So I've always been using your favorite blockhead in many ways, from the blog to the podcast to the YouTube channel. And when I do the videos, they're fairly sporadic. There have been a few that I've done that are called steering wheel confessions. There's a few in the past that might have been MMA updates, or it could have been just some content I wanted to get out there. What I've decided to do is to launch YFB TV, where I can go a little more broad with my topics. When it comes to the podcast, I spend a lot of time talking about the greatest comic strip of all time, the Peanuts, and my favorite sport, my sport, which is mixed martial arts, the UFC, One Championship, Bellator, PFL, all of those out there that are entities for the world of mixed martial arts. So that doesn't mean that that's one of your fortes. And a lot more have said, I'd like to know your thoughts on this topic. So what YFB TV does is open that door. We can talk things that are spiritual. We can talk mental health. We can talk a veteran's perspective, since I happen to have served in the United States Navy. We could talk something financial if you wanted to. We can get into sports. We can get into anything that's inspirational. And that's what this medium is meant to be. So when Diamond Dallas Page has his DDP TV, this is where I'll come in, and I plan on going bi-weekly for the time being. Every 2 weeks, you'll see a new YFB TV episode that comes out on YouTube, and I'll share it through my Facebook pages, through my X pages, my Instagram pages, and just be able to be a little more engaged with you. And I'm also asking for topics. I'm asking for what you'd like me to discuss. Now, if you want me to take that seriously, there's something you do have to do. You have to subscribe to the channel. That would be the criteria, and then I'll start taking your comments seriously, your input, and we'll look through each of your topics because there's quite a few that I can cover now using the medium of YFB TV. So it's an exciting time for me. It's a new chapter. It's kind of a new era into me doing more video content, and my hope is as I continue to do DDP yoga, you'll see me shrinking smaller and smaller and smaller and be able to have more inspiration for you, not just on my physical journey, but also on my spiritual journey, on my mental journey, topics that you want to discuss, things that I want to bring out that are more broad. That's what this is going to be. So welcome. I'm glad you're here, Blockhead Nation, as most of you have followed the podcast for years and have listened in. Now there's a lot more video content going to be pumping out. Every 2 weeks, you're going to have a topic that comes out that's either been suggested or I have written it down, as DDP says. Don't just think it, ink it. That's going to be the direction we go with the show, and I'm excited to see where it goes. This is the launch. We'll see how far it takes us into the stratosphere. Strap in and enjoy the ride as you join YFB for YFB TV moving forward. Blessings to all of you. We'll see you next time. Bang.